Quintet, Task 2, Finals, Correlation and Regression. Group of Ginoo Angel, Lobot Alexis, and Shania Pagulongan. Research context. A network practitioner wants to determine whether job satisfaction of teachers in ABC University is associated with their punctuality. The HR have 15 teachers from one college respond to a job satisfaction questionnaire scored from 1 to 35 and asked their dean a report of their tardiness for one semester. The researcher also want to predict the teacher's punctuality based on their job satisfaction score. The data collected follow. So in this research, the HR department at ABC University wanted to figure out if there's any connection between how satisfied teachers are with their job and how punctual they are. They had 15 teachers from one college to fill out job satisfaction questionnaire, scored from 1 to 35, and they also gathered data from their deans about how many times each teacher was late during semester. The whole idea behind correlating job satisfaction with punctuality is to see if teachers who feel better about their job tend to be more timely. If there's a trend like more satisfied teacher showing up on time, it could help HR focus on improving job condition rather than just enforcing strict time policies. On top of that, they weren't just looking for a link. They also wanted to see if job satisfaction score could actually help predict how punctual a teacher might be. That's where regression comes in. It's one thing to say these two things seem connected, but it's another to ask. If teachers score a 30 on satisfaction, how many times might they be tardy? That kind of prediction is super useful for creating strategies like early support or engagement program. To do all this properly, you need statistical tools like correlation and regression. Correlation helps measure how strong the relationship is between satisfaction and tardiness, whether they move together or in opposite direction. Regression, meanwhile, builds a formula to predict punctual based on satisfaction score. Both are essential for turning Roll's responses into meaningful, actionable insight for HR. So here's what we're working with. We've got data from 15 teachers in one college at ABC University. Each of them has two scores recorded. One is job satisfaction score, which is this, rated from 1 to 35 based on a questionnaire. Number 2 is the number of tardiness or the punctuality, a report from their dean showing how often they were late during one semester. These two variables represent our core focus. Job satisfaction is a psychological measure of how content the teacher feels, while tardiness reflects punctuality. Fewer tardies equals to better punctuality. Now we're going to analyze this using SPSS, and we're applying simple linear regression here. Why? Simple. Because we only have one independent variable, job satisfaction score, that we were using to predict. The dependent one, punctuality, via number of tardiness. If we had two or more predictors, say adding years of teaching experience or age, we'd use multiple regression. But this setup keeps it simple and focused. So for the regression, sorry. So for the regression, independent variable or IB, job satisfaction score, is our predictor. Independent variable DV, the punctuality, tardiness count. This is what we want to predict. By running this in SPSS, we'll find out whether our teacher's satisfaction levels significantly influence or predict how punctual they are. Now that we run the regression in SPSS, let's interpret the model summary output first. We look at the multiple correlation coefficient, or the R, which in simple linear regression is equal to Pearson's correlation, or Pearson's R, yes, between the two variables, in this case, job satisfaction and punctuality. Our result is R equal to 0.986, meaning there's a very strong positive correlation between the two, As teachers, job satisfaction increases, their punctuality improve, meaning fewer tardiness incidents. Next, we interpret R squared, which is the coefficient of determination. This tells us how much of the variation in dependent variable punctuality is explained by the independent variable. Job satisfaction. Our R squared is equal to 0.972, which means we multiply it by 100 and make it the percentage, so it'll be 97% of the variance in punctuality is accounted for by job satisfaction. This is extremely high and suggests that job satisfaction is very strong predictor of punctuality among these teachers. Once run the regression in SPSS and reach the ANOVA table, that's where we assess whether our model, as in job satisfaction predicting punctuality, is statistically significant. The key value to look at is the p-value or the sigma. In our case, p-value is 0.000, which is definitely below the typical significance level of alpha is equals to 0.5. That means the model is significant in job satisfaction, thus help predicting punctuality among teachers at ABC University. You can report this in APA format like this. Job satisfaction was a significant predictor of punctuality among teachers from ABC University. So the F comes from this. So 1 comes from the regression and 13 comes from the residual. And this is where you get them. This is where you get the P, which is a sigma, or the P level. In R squared, we go back here. Here's the R squared. That R squared of 0.97 means 97% of the variance in punctuality is explained by satisfaction score. Super strong. Now, we're moving on the coefficient table. We look at the beta slope, T level, and P value. So beta is here, which is it'll become 0.99, showing a strong negative relationship. As job satisfaction increases, tardiness decreases, the p-value is again 0.000, which reinforces significant in APA format. You'd write job satisfaction was a significant predictor of punctuality among teachers from ABC University. Beta is equals to negative 0.99. T is n minus 15, which is the data set, number of data sets. So 2, n minus 2, so 13 minus 2, 15 minus 2 is 13, is equal to negative 21.08. P is equals again sigma. And R squared, again, we go back here and R squared. Together, these tell us what satisfaction levels are not just correlated. There are powerful predictors of how punctual a teacher is likely to be. So here is the regression equation. So the predicted tardiness score punctuality for the first teacher is approximately, so this is the formula. So 19.38. So the interpretation for this is, since the number represents instances of tardiness, a score of 19.38 suggests that the teacher is moderately punctual. A negative coefficient. It implies the higher job